Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful Monday with us. I am your host, Lloyd Strayhorn, here on Live with Lloyd, where the joy of learning, well, I should say the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment truly is. As you see, I have my distinguished guest who will be joining us literally. And if you think she looks beautiful in this shot, wait till you see when we come to the real person in just a minute. All righty. So anyway, I just want to thank everybody very much for joining us. I am, um, whoops, let me see something here. There we go. Uh, Thanks everybody for joining us. I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, and boy, I have a Shanika Marie has been on the show some months ago, way back, and I just wanted to bring her back on again, and it's well worth it. She is a shaman, spiritual healer, author, quite a few things. Actually, she's more well-rounded than people might give her credit for. But before we do that, as you know, what I always like to do is the Cosmic Forecast, Alive with Lloyd Cosmic Forecast. So here it is. So anyway, it's Live with Lloyd, where the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. And this is the only time I can remember to say, please share if you like it, please like it, and please subscribe. So the subscribers is climbing. I see that people from time to time in the comment makes donations. I've got to get all that together to acknowledge and thank you for it, because it's really appreciative that you do that. But please like if you really feel it, share and subscribe. This is Monday, August the 15th of 2022. The sun is in Leo. The moon is in Aries. All right. It's a 9 universal day. Excuse me, a 5 universal month. It is a 8 universal week and a master number 11 universal day. So those signs that are likely to do very well today would be Leos and Aquarians and Cancers and Taurus and Libra, or perhaps if you're born on the 2nd or the 6th, the 11th or the 15th, the 20th, the 24th, and the 29th of any month. This is a uh, good time for you too. Actually, no matter what sign is up there that day, your whole attitude is, I don't care whether it's my sign or not, it's a good day for me. Attitude goes a long way in doing things. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to get this off the screen and I'm going to join my very special guest, Miss Shenika Marie. How are you, young lady?
I am well. I am well. I am well. I'm very happy to be here. So humbled and blessed to be in your presence. Such a beautiful soul. Thank you so much for having me again. I really do admire all the work that you are doing and how you are setting a precedence of things that people need to know and hear about. So I'm just happy to be here. Thank you so much, King. Thank
See,
you.
you trying to make me blush, but it's okay.
No, of course not. I've told you this when I first when me and him was talking on the phone. I told him this. I think you got to give people their flowers while they can still smell them. And a lot of
Yeah,
times
that's the
we
way I
don't have
am
the
too.
recognition. You know?
Where I am too.
Yes.
Now, over and above being, well, tell us what you do, because I have questions after these. So I'm going to let you say, who is Shanique Marie?
Who is Shanika Marie? I will first say that I am a woman of the Most High, and I'm a great
That's it.
listener. I'm a great listener.
That's
So let's just start off with that before we get to the physical accolades. And I am a mother. I'm a mother to two beautiful biological children, but a mother,
Yay.
a mother to many. But I am a licensed therapist. I'm a shaman. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I'm intuitive counselor. I'm a medium. I'm an author. I'm a certified dowser. I'm a spiritual authority, so to speak. I'm a motivational speaker, and I'm a sacred movement specialist, amongst other things, and many more things to come. I'm actually working on becoming a yoga teacher right now, well, yoga instructor. I work with ADR, is Abundantly Developed Roots. It is an online virtual school to help people just grow and learn and embody the essence of who they are. I'm also the CEO of I Am Queen Status. I have a book called Awakening the Queen Within. I'm going to show you guys that later. I'm currently working with two beautiful individuals, transcend Wellness Counseling Center in New Jersey, and I'm working with Four Directions with Elohi Hetapuel Bay. We are doing some amazing things. I'm having healing retreats. So I mean, it's so it sounds like a lot, but when you are in the midst of doing it, it doesn't sound like you're doing nothing, because I want to do so much more, and I want to really just help people love who they are and really sit in the essence of their king status and their queen status, spirits within them. So that's just a little bit of what I do.
Boy, are you awesome or what? Okay.
Maybe just a
What
little.
led you on this spiritual path that you do all this work?
Oh my
What
God.
is this?
So I can say so, like most people, we try to take traumatic experiences and turn them into growing and healing experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very interesting childhood. A lot of times people say traumatic, but if it was that traumatic, then I wouldn't be the person that I am here today. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was raped, I was molested, and I wanted to understand like why were these people hurt. I was 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, um, by my uncle, biological blood uncle, and by my aunt's boyfriends.
Your aunt
So
too?
my aunt's boyfriends, yeah,
Wow.
and so maybe like 3 times, but I just wanted to really figure out why, and that kind of hurts a person's self esteem. My brother killed my brother, and I dreamed about it before it happened, and so that was traumatic in itself. I was in some abusive relationships emotionally, and one was turning physically, but I left like a month later, and because of all those things, and besides growing up, the first person in my family to graduate from college, um, having lights cut off. Um, I remember the first day of school was the first day we got our lights cut back on. When I came home, the lights were on. My mother working 3 and 4 jobs, like doing the best as she can. I'm just seeing all the aspects of what um, not loving yourself looks like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just looking at how people will turn to things that are very low vibrational to hurt themselves and others, because hurt people, and helping people to able to grow from those hurtful experiences. Like, people sometimes think just because they don't see wealth around them, wealth, right? What is wealth?
Mm-hmm.
We know that
Mm-hmm.
wealth, now we know, Lord, I know you know that wealth is a wealth of love and a wealth of spirits, a wealth
Mm-hmm.
of how we embody the essence of the divine within us. That's the true wealth, right? But a lot
Yeah.
of people don't know and understand that. And so a part of my job, for me, I think is number one, be a healer, number one, be an example, and kind of bridge the spiritualities together, because I'm not Christian, I'm not Muslim, I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm all of those things, and that gives
Mm-hmm.
me opportunities to really work with people on all levels. Because when the true essence of everything is the essence of the Most High, the essence of God, universal spirit, whatever you want to call that beautiful energy that we all have within ourselves as well as outside, something we can tap into, right?
Sure.
And so because of that, I have learned the essence of just really loving myself. And because I have learned that, I want to teach others so others can have this same kind of good feeling that I have, this same kind of peace that only loving yourself really looks like. And listening, and being cheated on and feeling like you're ugly, and being talked down to and feeling like you're stupid, and just feeling like you're losing your mind because you have these gifts. You're starting to hear things, and you're having crystals, and you wake up and you feel something in your room, and all kind of things that people don't talk about. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I talk about,
Well,
and
the one thing I'm saying, just the way you started off, I would say a lot of people would have kept certain information like that probably under wraps until they saw a therapist or went to a counselor or something of that nature. But I was always told that when you go to therapy, the first thing you do is admit if it's alcohol,
mm-hmm,
admit if it's drugs,
mm-hmm,
admit if it's abuse, and that admission, it seems to start the journey toward its recovery.
absolutely. And the first thing, I love that you say that, because um, how can you work on something if you continue to deny it? How could you really and truly work on something if you don't even understand that you are actually in the cycle of depression, or a functioning alcoholic, or you are abuser, or you
Mhm.
just hate yourself. And so that's
Mhm.
wonderful, and that's what I want. Because as a licensed therapist, I do. Um, I have seen that because I haven't always been always on the spiritual aspect of it because I used to work for corporate, and so I had to kind of say to that you are diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar, and because of this, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
this is what you need to do, you know. So
Let me ask you this: what is a shaman? I've heard the word, but for a layperson, because I can't assume that everybody understands what I might know or what you might know. So for those, that's why I ask questions. I always take the position that there's somebody out here listening to this show that doesn't. They may have heard the word, but really don't understand what it is. What is a shaman?
and so if you ask certain people certain questions, they have many different answers. But what I can say is a person that is able to go between the spiritual and the physical world and bring about healing. Right? They
Hmm.
are they are people that have dedicated their life to healing, um, from the past, present, and the future, so to speak. A lot of times we carry things over from previous lifetimes. You just can't. You continue to try to do something over and over and over and over and over again, and it's really a soul contract that needs to be broken because it's preventing you. I'm gonna tell you the story. This is a true story, and my shaman um, gave me the story. So she was working at a school, and she was doing sessions like 15-minute soul contract clearing sessions. And this one young man, he couldn't speak. All he did was make noise. He didn't really give eye contact, right? And so she journeyed. So shamans journey. So they journey to see. They go inside you and see what is the reason why certain things are manifesting in your life, right?
Hmm.
So she went in and okay, hold on. So he was in an artistic class. He didn't speak. He wasn't verbal. He didn't really have communication. He used to kind of, be kind of a little bit aggressive, right?
Hmm.
So she went into the journey and she found out that he was the baby, right? And people were coming to his family's house to kill them. So back in those days, they had walls to hide in. So he hid in the
Yes.
wall. The family hid in the walls. But guess what? He was the baby. And guess what babies do? What do babies do? They cry.
Normally,
They
yeah,
cry. And guess
yeah.
what he
They
did?
can't help it. They know another way.
That's what he did. He cried. And it killed his family because they found him in the wall. So as a baby, his vow was to never be seen or heard. So this lifetime, he carried that same energy over, right? So she
Hmm.
cleared that soul contract. You know what happened? Within minutes, he got into the car. See, it was time. She was rushing. It was like the last few minutes of class, and she was clearing up. She was doing the stuff. She was closing, the energy. She was getting him together. She was finishing up the healing session. And so then she wished him out the door. Did you know within an hour, he said hello to his family when he got in the car? Never said hello. She worked on him, I think, I guess 10, 15 years ago. Guess what? He graduated from college. Within a few months, he was in a normal class. He went to school with a scholarship. He's able to speak and verbalize because he cleared that soul contract. And so this work here is very real and very important and very necessary if you really come in with the open mind and the open heart. I've only had a couple of people that have come in and did not fully get the healing that they needed, but those people were sent by other people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So they really don't understand. Like, oh, you gotta see Shanika, you gotta see her, and because they're my people and they know and they've been on the journey and they've been healing, and so when they come in, they wide open and I get inside there and have a little fun, right? Because they allow me, right? And it's amazing.
yeah. I
And
know
it's
when you were on the last time, boy, the response was just. I mean, and people are waiting. We're going to start soon, but let me let you finish up. But I think that's a very interesting thing, how things from our past can reflect our present and our future.
absolutely
It's just absolutely amazing, and the things we take for granted. I
yes.
guess such as the power of the mind and the power to affect one's emotions too.
Mm. We
So
know that's all about numbers, though. You know all about that, all the how
I know,
things were
I know.
made. And this is just a different way of healing. You know,
Hmm.
when you find out, like with you, I know when you had a session, we'll call it, right, and you
Yeah,
into particular things. When you find out some things, when you find out particular numbers and what's good for you to do particular things, you can move accordingly, right? Where you can
that
find
was
out certain times where you're supposed to do things or not supposed to do things. You can say, okay, maybe it's not the time for me to move right now, get this job.
hmm
But all of it
hmm
goes inside. Everything flows together. But you have to be open and receptive to all types of healing on all different ways. And so this is just part of what I do. Um, just a whole sacred space for individuals to really want to take the journey to heal themselves. If you come willing and able, um, to me, I got you. I got you any way. But a lot of people come. Well, I want to do ayahuasca and things like that. That's cute. But the real healing resides within, and knowing that whatever needs to be done resides within you in the essence of the Most High. If you open up yourself to achieve and receive that,
almost everything we do starts within ourselves.
you better speak. You better speak. Yes, King. You better speak. Everything starts within. And how we
Ourselves,
try to
yeah.
come on.
Yeah,
Boy,
that's why I was saying in one instance, you can run for everybody, but you can't run from yourself.
at all. At
That's
all.
the only thing you can't do. Well,
Absolutely.
let's open up. We're going
Okay.
to open up the comments now. Is there anything you need? I guess some people will have questions. Some people will have birth.
Um,
So,
mm-mm.
what do you need? You know what I'm saying? Is there
Oh,
anything?
I don't need anything. So just give me their names, and that's it. And I'll just kind of whatever question that they have, just flow with the questions. It's all good.
Okay. It says this person here. I think this is nice. Opening up with this comment. This person says, "Wow, only black females can be called sister, but this is what I see." He says, when he sees you. He says, when I hear the word sister, I love that look. I do too. When you open up, I said, wow,
Ashe.
this is going to be
Ashe.
great, boy. You
Yeah,
know,
feminine. I love being feminine. I love the culture, and how hair wrap started was basically demeaning us to kind of get us to cover our heads. And so I have a whole poem about a head wrap and what it means to me. And so I take that and let myself be proud because of the women that had to wear this. They still wore it with dignity and grace, and so I shall.
let me ask you this. Since
Okay.
you said feminine,
Hmm.
there seems to be in modern dating now this whole thing about feminist movement,
Hmm.
yet it appears from listening to men that the last thing women are seeming to act is feminine.
Let's talk about it.
Can you explain that
Well, you
to
know what?
me? Because I
Yeah,
thought we all need each other. The last
absolutely.
time I checked, I
Yeah,
need you, and hopefully you need me.
yeah, you better know it. And so I am very humble to the king deserves that has my attention and treats me well. I fix plates, I do foot massages, I rub backs, and I listen. And I ask him what he needs from me. Now I'm a very strong and independent woman, but I also think it's a balance. You have to have that balance within that masculine and feminine energy. Now, I do see a lot of men saying, "Oh, I don't need a man." This and now, I do think a woman should be responsible for how she maintains herself as far as doing what her heart desires. Every woman's dream is not to be a healer. Every woman's dream is not to become a mother. And so when you find that respect that you have amongst each other, so that's the bottom line. Because yes, our black men go through a lot anyway out here. They are lower than us as far as society see them. And so we have to lift them up when they come home and help them feel like the kings that they are. A lot of times women think that by having their own money and being able to provide their own stuff that they don't need a man. And see, for me, that's just the opposite. And so the last relationship that I was in long term, I made about $40,000 more than him, and we never spoke about it. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, with men, we normally don't. That's not an issue with us, with men, with the money.
But women make it an issue. Women,
Why though? Why though, Shanika?
because number one, um, those women, and I love you, my sisters. I love you. www.iamshanikamarie.com. After I say this, okay.
I
So
got you. I got you.
book a session, okay.
Hmm.
So there are some things inside of us that we need to heal. A lot of times we've been in relationships where men cheated on us, where men talk down to us, and we feel like when we get that power, this divine feminine movement, that means that you ain't gonna talk. And you see all this, you ain't gonna talk to me this way. You ain't gonna do this way. I don't need you. I got my own money, you know. And so, but who are you hurting? Because number one, the man that takes that, his self esteem is low anyway. He's going to do some abusive things to you. Now, a king will say, hold up, hold up, sis, hold up. Let's talk about needing and let's talk about wanting, right? Because if a king, notice I say king, because I can't say a king won't be with a woman like that anyway. But you have
Mm.
to talk about two healthy adults coming together. Now, I don't even want. Oh, okay, he's gone. But I don't even
I'm right
want.
here with you, sis. I'm right here with you. I just want
Okay,
to put you on full
I don't
display.
even. So for me, I don't even want a king that will allow me to even speak to him in such a way, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling you on that one. I'm really feeling you on that one. Definitely.
And but we're again, so I've offered divine feminine workshop classes. I offered self-love classes, and I really talk about how to communicate with your mates. And sometimes it's not as soon as he get off work because he's tired. It's not in the middle of a football game. It's not um after you guys have been intimate, because then we think we have the upper hand because we have given him some,
Yeah,
right? And so
yeah.
I think it's just those women that are feminine, but in a rough way, they just don't know who they are, because the divine feminine holds so much more power than an aggressive woman.
Well,
I
what about this word that seems to be a knee-jerk reaction with women when you say submissive? And I think there needs to be another word in its term. So, I think some take it out of context. I do believe submissive means bow down, you get on your knees. I don't think that's it at all. And I think it's a matter of semantics that if another word is put
know.
in its place, it'll be understood. And it's no threat at all to
And
me.
so, but see, again, what type of women are you talking about, and what type of women are you dealing with? Because we're supposed to submit to each other. And
That's
the
what I
real
thought.
and the real submission comes with having an understanding of what the person needs for you. And see, we have to know and understand what a person needs and desires from the beginning. Because some things I may not be able to do. I seen something I showed some of my Queen Status sisters the other day, where this man had something on TikTok, and he's basically said, "Well, if you go to this I don't my woman don't go to concerts. So if you go to this concert, basically you're not my woman. A concert." And so he basically saying that he's not going to put his woman in a position for her to cheat. Are you kidding? She's a grown woman. What are we even talking about? And so again, it's the health of the man and the health of the woman. Because for her to even say, "What do y'all think?" That's not even nothing to think about, sis. And see, these are the questions we need to ask in the beginning. Like, what are your no's, your definite no's, or your 10 commandments to you? We need
Yeah.
to commandments for ourselves, because if we have a healthy level of self-esteem, some things that you're not going to be able to do, and some things that you can compromise on, right? That is not for me. To each his own. That's nothing to compromise about, because my love, if Jill Scott coming in town, if Beyonce coming in town, it's not a question if can I go, or if I go, will you not be here? We need to go ahead and leave. I'll pack my bags before I'll be gone. What are we talking about? And so those kind of things. And he said, "Well, I'm not telling her what to do. I'm just giving her no, no, King." And so that right there is an insecure man, because if you listen to his stuff, he's basically saying he's not going to put his woman in a position to cheat. So number one, you're not where you need to be as a man if you always think that your woman's going to cheat. Number two, you are with the wrong woman if you think that she's going to go out and cheat on you. And so
Well,
it's
I would
really
go
the same
so you
place.
find what you look for.
Come on.
That's
And,
what you're looking for.
no,
That's what you're going to find.
but for me, I don't. If you are in, so I see a lot of people that have open relationships, to each his own,
Yeah, I've
but
seen it too. Definitely.
and that's your thing. However, it's not even about you saying look, because I should be able to look anywhere. I should be able to look in your phone. You should be able to look in mine, and there's nothing should be said. Nothing should. It's nothing to talk about. It's not point blank period. Unless you got a surprise and you need to hide your phone from it. But for me, I'm not just gonna go actively look at your phone anyway. I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's that's of God, but it shouldn't be. I had a situation where I was like, oh, let me see if I can do something, and the brother didn't let me see. So my husband, he was doing stuff, and so it shouldn't be that somebody is hiding, but it shouldn't be I need to look at your phone either. Does it make sense what I'm saying? It should be
Hmm.
everything is a balance. Like what are we talking about? What you do, like King, what do you need from me? What do you need? If you're talking about different things, and I hope everyone on here is grown because this is what most men say, right? Okay, so it's either sexual or the woman isn't listening, right? They're
Hmm.
not they're not, making the man feel like he is important. So giving him compliments is very important. Listen to
I mean,
what he
like compliments.
Yes, just as well as women do, and a lot of women don't even understand that. You can, well, my man look good. Look at you looking like a whole piece of everything. Yeah, you better come through. And yes, that's what I do. Yes, because ain't nobody gonna tell my man he look good and I ain't telling him. We said what? Ain't nobody telling my boo king, my king boo, that he looking like a whole piece of candy. And I okay, no, but I'm also
Hmm.
gonna listen to him as well, right?
Hmm.
And sometimes we don't take the time out to listen because they're gonna tell us they're gonna tell you everything that they want if you listen hard enough. And the
I
thing,
tell women that if you don't say anything,
Mhm.
almost always we tell on ourselves.
Oh,
Almost always we will tell on ourselves if you just listen.
listen all the time, and that's good and bad. They'll tell you, baby, I like my pinky toe suck. I seen on TV where he was, that was cool, won't it? And they'll kind of like look. They won't look at you, but that was not that. Well, that's nasty, ain't it? Then looking like it's a really, what I'm saying, like all that, all kind of things. But I also had a situation where a guy was talking on the phone to someone, and they had the listen of the numbers of the phone. And I was like, oh, you can just look back at the phone and find the number. He was like, oh, you can do that. His whole face said, and I said, oh, so I seen it, but I played it off. I was like, yeah, you can do that. I
Mhm.
looked at the phone bill. Bless his heart. You just is, sir, you know. But then some people don't care if they're paying bills and all kinds of things. We just have to heal ourselves so we can learn to accept better and learn to appreciate more and know that you're worth more. And sometimes, my love, that means being by yourself for a minute. That means being celibate. That means loving on you some you. And I'm not saying that's the most uncomfortable. Well, we got kids and da 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 da. I understand that, Queen. I understand that, King. So what you're saying is that you don't want the children to see what healthy love look like. I tell that to my sisters all the time. They're like, well, and a lot. Listen, I I understand, Queen. I know. I was making $40,000 more than Miss King, and I was still making excuses. So I'm not trying to tell you something that I don't know about. I know.
Mhm.
I know. But when you start loving yourself, you move differently. You shift differently. And when you're trusting and listening, all things will come as they should. You just got to open up that door. It may be uncomfortable for a little bit, but you'll get it together. You'll get it together. We make all kind of excuses for everything. And even when I didn't have any money, my first husband, y'all, all of my business, mind your business, okay? But I actually set up an apartment with one bed for my child. She wanted a car bed. I got her car bed. No place in the house. My apartment had furniture, and I made it do. And I had a college degree at the time, but I just could not take it anymore. I could not take the lies. I just could not. And so, and as a young man, he took the house. We had a house together. I had a house at 23 years old, mortgage and everything. But I didn't, we just got it. I think we've been in there 8 months. I wasn't impressed by that. His people had trucks and all that. I wasn't impressed by all that. If you're not treating me well, after a while, let me tell you something. Men and women, even a dog, get tired. So if your person is telling you, listen,
I was going to say, so it sounds like it's important that one listen.
listen.
And
Communication is key.
God gave us two ears and one mouth. The
Come on,
last time I checked.
come on, come on. Look at you. Okay, now let me find out. We need to have us a relationship talk show. Y'all better understand. Lloyd over there dropping the jewels, honey. Okay, with himself. Look over there. Look at you.
Been around the block a moment, so it's a couple of times. So that's it. Let's say we have a person here. She says, "Good evening. Jaslyn is her name. She is born on the 18th of November. What do you feel or sense or have to say about this person?
I don't know. This is interesting. So what's going on with your credit? Are you trying to get your credit good? Is something's going to happen? Be okay. So a month, 1 month, yes, a week, a day, a month. Be careful of whatever you're going to be spending or whatever you're trying to get. Be careful because it's going to negatively affect whatever you're trying to do with whatever you're trying to purchase, whatever you're trying to get. I see something concerning some credit. I don't know if it's going to affect your yeah, it is going to affect your credit. So be careful within the next month, whatever that is.
Okay, good. What about this person, Charlene Adams? She is born 1010. She says a general reading, please, from you.
Generally, so you had a recent spiritual awakening, but there's someone around you that has been not understanding some things, and it's really making you feel. Do she know yet? No. Okay, no. No. Okay, so in the next, you're going to continue to go through this spiritual awakening. You're going to just wake up one day and something's going to click, but it's going to affect somebody that's very close around you. Y'all, when I get messages, my body jerk is almost like I don't. It's just a thing that I do. It is what it is. So I need you to be mindful of this person because they don't understand, and you've changed and continue to change, and you're going to change some more. So I just need you to just be soft in your approach because everybody don't have to understand what you do. Of course not. However, this person, this is different, and everybody's not going to be on the same journey. Everybody don't have to see and feel how you feel. But if we love people, we have more compassion for them. And by you standing in your divine feminine and who you are, right? You're going to help them. And so that means that you take a step back and then you respond. And so yes, and so they tell me, do she need to speak up? No. You need to kind of not as much. You need to get the bite off because sometimes people cannot. Okay, here we go. Sometimes people cannot hear what you are saying because of how you say it. And girl, you smart as a whip, and you have a lot of knowledge. But sometimes when you say things, they can't hear it. So I need you to come down. Yes, 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 yes. Come down and speak a little more divine feminine. Okay. And that's what men and women, it doesn't really matter because when we're talking about divine feminine, it's not to attract the opposite sex or the same sex, if that's what you choose. It's just to really embody the essence of who you are. And that means there's so much strength and power as being a woman that we don't have to yell. Actually, when I get kind of irritated, my voice gets lower. I need you to come a little closer to this
Yeah,
phone.
that's when you say, uh oh.
Yeah, come here. Because this is not, I'm not understanding and help
Yeah,
me understand.
yeah.
So, yeah,
There's
so
a power in a quiet approach, too.
Oh, very much so. And with the hand too. I told my divine feminism, my queen status women, my divine feminine class, if this is your mate, I touch them on their knee and I go ahead and start sending them some love. And we're like, babe, like listen, because number one, anytime someone says something that is contradicting what they think about themselves, or it may be a critique, sometimes it's difficult to hear. But if we
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Mm-hmm.
relax them a little bit and kiss them on the
Mm-hmm.
cheek and be like, babe, listen, and
That
look at
way he's more receptive. Is that what
you
you're
gotta
saying?
know it, yes. And that's when you see y'all be using y'all feminine words at the wrong time. That's when you gotta use them. Like look at him in his eyes, be like, babe, listen, you know, yeah.
Boy, that sounds incredibly simple, but probably some of the best things are simple and not as
It is.
complicated.
It is very simple, but it's all about who you're with too, because you want to be with somebody that's going to respect what you have to say as well. Because, but then that goes back to picking the right partner in the first place. Because remember, we want healthy people to be. And no one's perfect now. No one's perfect
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You
You
ain't
slam
saying
doors, but you got to come back because as adult now, we have to talk about proper communication, right? And if you want a healthy relationship, that means that you're going to have to be more in tune with yourself as well as somebody else. So that's why it's so important to have this avenue that you have, because we are producing healthy people here. People that are listening here are trying to do better, trying to learn, right? And
Yeah.
so when we do that, that means that we have to extend that same courtesy and compassion to other people because they still growing and learning too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, I have another person here. Her name is Lightbird. She's January the 20th, 1991, out of Florida. What do you pick up from this situation?
She is so spiritually high. Girl, you better. Hey, girl, healing through Shanika Marie on Instagram. Inbox me, cause honey, whatever you doing is what we need to be doing. I see just like her picture is light, but she has like a light around her. But there's something you need to deal with your heart. Um, something not recently. One, are we talking about days? No. Months? No. Years. Years. How many years? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, six. So six, oh, 6.5 years. Six and a half, seven, something, 6.5 maybe, right? So something happened. And it's still so as high as you go, I still see a darkness around your heart. Not that you're dark, but there's something that needs to be healed. Um, and as much as you are in balance, you still get a little anxiety around this particular thing, right? And so I need you to do heart frequencies. And I see that you have. So what else can we tell her? Sleeping with rose quartz? Yes, thank you. Sleeping with rose quartz. I'm taking a spiritual bath in rose quartz. Using rose quartz oil. Honey, I do it all. Yanni eggs or rose quartz yanni eggs. I am wearing a black obsidian now. And it works and it heals and it shifts. Rose quartz is your friend. And even I'm gonna say it wrong. Rhodonite. It's pink and it's green. That's a good crystal too, for that self love and that compassion with yourself, and writing a letter to this situation and burning it, especially on the full moon, will be beneficial because you're supposed to be doing something and it's really getting in the way. And when you get that clear, when you get it clear, you can wait to inbox me. But when you do these things and you get it clear, then inbox me because I'm very excited about that.
Do you have classes or do you give classes or advice to
Oh
women
yeah.
levels of things like this so they can all tune in?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've had about 5 workshops on all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, and so
Good.
just
Because on your banner, we're going to put your number, everything, how
yes,
you do
yes.
this.
Healing through Shanika Marie. I have all
Okay.
kinds. Oh, I actually have a healing retreat coming up in
When?
September in the Poconos. Yes, we rented out a cabin. I'm working with like the two I mentioned before, Transcend Counseling and Four Directions. We're coming together and we're doing some major things. And so my next one after this one, I'm not gonna talk about that one because I might get too excited over that one. But this one will be so divine, and I'm very excited about it. And it's halfway packed already. Halfway book is only 1350, and it comes with what four 3 days and 4 nights, vegan food, includes a workshop and a place to stay for 1350. And you have professional dancers is going to be there. They'll be doing workshops about balancing the chakras. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The brother worked with
Now,
Monty
that is
Itachi.
forthcoming.
Oh, this is September. This is the end of September. This is the end of
Okay.
September.
We'll talk about that. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll, we'll definitely talk about that one.
And I
Definitely.
have workshops. So if you guys go on my page, you'll see a lot of the workshops that I typically do. Jenna Georgia.
Now, here's the next one. Corius Hollis. They born June the 3rd, 75. They said a general reading. Thank you.
So you need to be cleansed. Whatever happened to you? Oh, this is recent. Last few days. I don't know where you've been, but you need to. So I see that you were feeling right. Yes, not the best anyway, but something else happened on top of that. I need you to go outside and really ground yourself, and really know that there's life after this. Oh my goodness. And breathe, and breathe, and breathe some more. Um, yeah, I'm asking, like, do you feel like you feel this? And so and dreams too. So is it affected his dreams, or was it beforehand? What is this? The dreams were before. Okay, so this is what you need to do. So before you go to sleep, I need you to write down what you want to be manifested, what you're trying to learn, and what you're trying to cultivate, even in clearing, to see where this particular thing came from, because you, your dreams be on point. Like, you always have done things with your dreams. Like, yes. So please start journaling your dreams, and you'll actually see a pattern, and you'll actually be able to pinpoint. So why is it important for us to be able to pinpoint when things happen? Because you can send energy as Reiki practitioners, and Reiki practitioners out there, Reiki masters, or even energy healers. Just understanding that you can send energy back to a situation. And cover yourself. So when you do go to the covering of going into the forest and taking your spiritual bath or holding your crystals, whatever you decide to do as far as cleansing, I would do all of it. Okay, because as soon as I got into your energy field, it was heavy. It was heavy. You needed cleansing, and
I have,
so
go ahead.
oh
I'm
no,
sorry. Let me let you finish on a good
no,
part.
that's it. That's it. That's pretty much it.
Earlier, you said to her she needs to breathe. Did you? Because you repeated it 3 times. Am I correct? That she needs to breathe.
Yes, yes.
Well, what for people that say, "Well, I'm already breathing"? Obviously, you mean
Okay.
it in another context. So, can you
Yes.
explain that, dear?
And so I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to breathe. So you see, I'm getting myself together. So everyone here, actually, okay, here. So there's my singing bowl, and so we're gonna do something. What I want you to do it for me too. So everybody on here, I just need you to relax for just a second. I need you to relax, right? So yes, there's general breathing. That's a breath, right? That's a breath. That's cool and simple, right? But when we're talking about really getting in touch with the breath within, it's so many different ways. Me personally, this is something that's in my book that I speak on. I go 5, 5, and 5, right? And so sometimes I use a sinking bowl. You just close your eyes for a second and just feel the essence of just what the sound does for your breath. Okay, so just take a deep breath in, right? And when you take a deep breath in, I want you to hold it for 5 seconds. You in for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold that breath, right? Then release out for 5 seconds. What that do is it help you to, number one, get a rhythmic breathing, and your body will start to relax, right? And on a second breath, you can also ball up any stress that you're having in the day, in the month, in the year, in that moment, and relax it out. Breathing open up all kinds of pathways and sensories and healing in the body, because a lot of times 80% of us are not breathing correctly, right?
Hmm. Interesting.
We're not breathing correctly, and 80% is loosely. I've read something, it was more like 90. So just take a deep breath in, right. And so when you take a deep breath in, you put your tongue at the top of your mouth. That's something that I learned from the brother. And when I started doing it, I was able to kind of shift down and go even further in, right? So you take a deep breath in, and I automatically ascend my belly, right? I was doing that before, right? And you hold that tongue up here, hmm and then you breathe out. But for me, it's 5, 5, and 5. You may see other practices where it's 7, 7, 7, 9, 9, 9. But for me, nobody told me this. This is just what felt good to me. So I started utilizing it in the health. So
Now, when you say breathe 5, 5, 5, that means you breathe in for 5, you hold for 5, and breathe out for
you
5. Is that
bend
what
over.
you're talking about?
Yes. And
Okay, this one. Okay, good enough.
okay, so in, hold, and release. And so I want you guys to do it again with me. In, hold, and release. Right? So you in through your nose and out through your mouth. And so we're gonna add this. This is the singing bowl. Just again, every time when it gets to that 5, I'm gonna hit the singing bowl in, hold, release. And I even do sounds where I um
I
what
was
that
going to say, to me, the hitting of the bowls with the breathing sends a whole nother dimension to it too. If that makes,
absolutely.
at
So
least that's what I was feeling.
absolutely. So listen to this. So Lloyd, close your eyes again. And so this time I'm not going to count. So you guys already know it's 5, 5, and 5. Okay. So so for me, sounds. So when
That's
I
beautiful.
yes, and
That's
so
beautiful.
it helps to transition energy out of your body. So listening to sounds like that will help transition the breath, and it will help. See, I feel heady now, and so it helps. And so I do sound healing too. I don't think I mentioned that, but I do sound healing. I'm actually working on the album now. Ah, God, I'm doing so much. Everybody, calm
You
down.
talk
Okay,
about busy.
I be so busy. I do be busy, but I be, but then I don't. You know,
But I like the busyness though. It's well worth it.
absolutely.
Deborah Nuthall says, "Greetings all. She is born July 6th. She just had a birthday out of Philly."
Happy birthday to you. Okay, Cancer. Ooh, Deborah. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so Deborah, you are giving way too much. I mean, soon as I went into your energy, they're like you're giving way too much. And what is going on with your feet? I need you to start putting your feet up. If they're not already bothering you, they will start to bother you. So, yes, I need you to start putting your feet up. They're showing me you have 10 arms, and I also see some tightness in here. So I need you to start breathing too, like the exercise that we just did, doing that as well for you. Um, but just sitting down, I don't see a lot of people around you that can do the stuff that you can do though. Was interesting. Hmm. So I need you guys to give her some respite. I need you guys to bring situations in her life so that she's able to get some rest, because I see that you have so many, and I don't know if it is it just her busy mind. No, no, it's physically too. Okay, it's physically too. Okay, it's physically too. Okay, yes, your body needs rest. Your body needs rest, and I see that you're already suffering from something anyway that causes you need some rest. Not yesterday, but
When you
today.
said she had 10 arms, that means just busy all over the place? Is that what
Yes,
you mean?
yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were just showing me just like I'm like, whoa. Maybe you my sister. That's what it is. Cause I be
Listen
needing
to
some help
something.
too.
You got 11 arms.
But I go to the park though. I will go to the park, and now like last week, 2, 3 days last week, I literally spent half of the morning in the park. I even had my clients in the park. I set my phone up at the park in my car on the bench, And I had my clients out there because I needed that outside. I needed that energy for me to help balance my energy. I needed it. And you need it too, Queen. Okay.
Well, before we take any more people and continue, let's put up on the screen your banner of how people can
Okay.
get in touch with you. So, as you see, Shanika Marie is our guest, a spiritual healer, shaman, and author. Do you have a cover of your book? I
Oh,
didn't
wait a minute. Yes. So
get it. So
I'm going to
people
tell you
order
myself.
it. Can you order it through you or Amazon or
Oh
what?
yes. So actually, it's on my website, and so I brought my things because typically I didn't bring them. Did I bring them last time, Lloyd? I don't think
No,
I did. I know
no.
I was prepared this time.
Okay,
So this is actually my book, Awakening of the Queen Within, and
hold
look,
it up a little
and so
higher. Yeah, good. Wow. Okay, got you.
yes, and so actually, look, we got on the same thing because actually, if y'all look at the book, the head
That
wrap
is
has
true. Almost the same color, everything.
yeah, it's me. If you look at the face, it's actually me.
Okay, okay.
And so I have a colored book as well. And
Wow,
it
that's
actually has
nice.
it has poems in it. I want you, can I read a poem right quick? Can I read a poem?
Of course you can. What do I
Okay.
look like telling you no?
Okay. And so I think read enough. Okay, I'm gonna read enough poem, and I think I might read the head wrap one. So this is the oh y'all, and what's special about this? You won't only be supporting me, but my son actually illustrated the book, and he did
Really?
it when he was 11. Yeah, so he's the artist. So
Wow.
we try to impart into our children. And one of the professional dancers, she's been in dance since she was 4. It's my daughter that's going to be at the retreat. So y'all ready?
Yes, we are.
Enough. I was always enough, but you couldn't see that I was enough because you didn't think that you were enough. So how can I expect you to make me enough? Enough is enough. I am reclaiming my power. I am enough. Wow. Wow. Good love is so hard to find, and I won't waste my time until you heal and understand you are divine. I continue to strive until I seen my own worth. I looked until I was able to unearth the diamond that existed as me. For me to recognize and realize that I am connected, I am everything. So at the time, you were my reflection and I was yours. I had decided to go higher and explore love a little more. I have went to Earth's core and burned away the debris of toxic energy that used to be me. So now I hold my hand to you. See, you are still a reflection of me. I just need you to believe. I implore you to see that you too are God's essence. You are divinity. I am enough. So yeah.
Go ahead with your bad self.
So that's just one of the poems that's in the book. And so it's really cute. It's really just it will be a part of the awakening of the queen within. I am queen
And I can
status.
get this book of colors and poems on your site.
Oh yes, yes. This is up there too. And if not, just DM me because I
Hold
put
it. Let's
it
put
out.
everything up there again so we can get complete. I want every
Yes,
your phone
yes.
number, your email, your cash app. I want everybody to show you mad love. That is the author of the book, Awakening the Queen Within.
Workbook. This is a workbook, and I have a book. I have affirmation cards. Like yeah,
Really,
yeah. Yeah.
you are nonstop. You
You
are
know
over.
what? I'm trying to. I have a journal coming out and oracle cards. Oh, and I also have a King Status book coming out in January. The King Elohi is help writing it, and so I'm very excited. He got my book now, and he's going through it because I want it to be the same but different, more from a man's approach. And so I'm
Thank
very
you. Yeah.
excited. So it's gonna be up in June, and so
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you know you're going to be back toward the end of the year, so you can put all these things that you got
Yes,
so we can see
October, right?
the finished
October.
product. Yes, I do believe so, dear. Yeah,
So
somewhere
we're gonna
around
try to do October, guys, because I have a Raw Status University coming. So it's a life school. You'll be able to do meditation. You're able to get healing. You'll be able to take the divine feminine workshops. You'll be able to become a queen status yourself. Yeah,
Wouldn't it also be an advantage to women you teach toward the blessings they can put toward men as
come
against
on.
men?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're going to just, when you start loving yourself more, you're going to show up differently to your mates. You will be able to hold more sacred space. And um, this is not the reason, but you'll become more attracted to the opposite sex too. I mean,
Look
or
at, look
not
at.
even. And if you are into same sex, I'm not here to judge. Whoever you're trying to impress, my love, you will embody the essence of that. That king status man, that queen status, whoever you're trying, even the masculines, taking some of the divine feminine classes, you will learn how to treat a woman. You will know what makes her tick. But there will be some divine masculine classes as well. I'm just so excited because I'm trying to change, Lloyd, the community of Black relationships, Black family. And it starts with, number one, I always say it starts with the woman. We are the foundation because we teach the men how to treat us. We teach the young men how to open the doors. We teach the brothers how to respect us, even if they're not our men or their sons, but our cousins, if they're a king like yourself. And then it's a foundation. We know the man is the foundation as well. But
Seemed like something happened along the way, though, where that doesn't seem to be the case that we're teaching at home like that.
and that's why Royal Status University will be very important
Very
because
good.
it goes back to the essence. We even in the class, in the divine feminine class, we talk about how to talk to our children and not always yelling, and come here and not always cussing and not always demeaning, because
Yeah, yeah.
they're little people. These people are going to be here in 100 years. Where you're not here, your great grands, your people are going to be here, and they're going to be a reflection of you. How do you want them to show up? What do you want your legacy to look like? Do you want them to be cussing and fussing and angry? And everybody knows, sis, brother, do the healing work on yourself. Royal Sanders University is coming. The workshop is already
Everybody take
coming.
note. Please take note of this banner and get in touch with her by phone, by email, by IG, by Cash App. Please
All that.
out, okay?
All of that, guys, all of that. I'm just so excited but you're already doing the work because you have this platform, so we can have these type of conversations, so we can have this type
I
of
don't
healing.
mind either. I enjoy them, and I think everybody needs to have that balance. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? That yin and yang, so to speak, so
Yes,
we can all be
absolutely need
together
that.
as against at each other's throats, because that's the way it appears to be, and that's unnecessary.
It is unnecessary. So,
Because
so
we're
I
not
want to hear from you though. So what does it look like to be a king status man or to want and have a queen status woman? I'm interested to hear
from me.
from you.
Well, from a king status, it is awesome because that is our role as men to lead. So
Mm,
I'll ask queens, if they're queens, where are your kings?
mm.
Because you can't be a queen without a king,
He better
to
he better
me.
come get it. He better come get this. He better come get it. Yes, I agree. I agree. And basically
That's
knowing,
me. That's how I'm thinking as a man. You're going to
yes,
be a queen and you don't have a king.
yes.
You have
And
the
you know,
title.
but we got to talk about this later. Though we might not have time, but the intimidation factor too
What do
that
you
men
mean?
have. Ooh, now because you are a very confident man yourself, there are a lot of kings that are not as confident as you. And when a sister like me walk through the door, it's a problem. You understand
Really?
what? And they say they want a woman that's very much in love with herself. But if a king is not a king, if he's not loving himself, then he doesn't know how to deal with a woman that has her stuff together. That's another whole conversation. No, Lloyd, I know you've seen that. I got my hand on my hip now. I'm being
No, I see it.
now. You know that there are men that are very intimidated by women.
They're
That
awesome, unfortunately.
unfortunate, and it's it's terrible because I'm not going to say a limit on our men of color. I'm not going to say that because I'm not making that my reality, okay? But I
Mhm.
will say that on top of that, you have a lot of conscious brothers, even within themselves, that because they know certain things, they use that as weapons and they use that to manipulate as well. And so that's why this school is going to be as important to the men and the women because we want to use that as food, not for.
Actually, you're saying the men need to be invited as well as the women that are coming to
That's
the
why
class.
I'm having the King Status University aspect too. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Because you see lots of women doing the work. We are doing the work. You hear me? But you
Yeah.
don't see as many men that's doing the work. And then we getting ourselves cleaned up. We eating right. We doing our yawning steams. We praying and meditating, getting up at 6 in the morning. We are humbling ourselves to these men. And when they get us, they don't know what to do with us. They're used to the same old woman that disrespects them, and then they try to abuse it. And I'm not saying all men. No, 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 no. I'm just saying the importance of what the Royal Society University would bring to the kings as well. Because sometimes they are trying to beat us into submission. They're trying to talk down to us to submission, so we will be quiet. And then you have some women that will cuss them out and prevent them from having intimacy so she can keep him in check. And so it's a balance for both the men and the women. So both parties need to be, in it, not just one.
Both of them need to stop playing games
Come
and get
on.
serious.
And heal themselves and really
Yes.
find out why they feel like a man shouldn't humble himself and listen to his woman. I remember I was dating my last husband I was with for 17 years. I would say all kind of great things, right? And you know what? When somebody else said it is when he heard it, but he couldn't hear it from me.
What?
Yeah,
What?
absolutely. And I was just like, so like, what are we doing? Like,
Wow.
yeah. And it was
Wow. Of
disappointing.
17 years, he had
17.
no ears.
Yeah, and I was pretty much like this the whole time, pretty much. And I noticed I was changing because I used to start doing the stuff that wasn't high vibrational because he was doing things like continuously cheating. And no, I've never been a person that called women and all kinds. Never been that person, but I was looking at myself like something was wrong with me when I was holding sacred space for him. Does that make sense? And so that's why this is so important because these are things that sometimes women do and men do. It's not just men. I'm just talking about my experience because I'm a woman, Lord. I'm not saying that all women are great and all men are dogs. Okay, let's say that again. Because I know a couple of kings out here and I know a couple of queens. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The queen, so you never say queen bashing the gentleman because I don't. I love the kings, and there's some kings out here that's representing like you, king. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
listen, seriously, like, and I think that needs to be said because a lot of times when you see women that are walking the journey, it seems like they put men here and they can't be here. They have to be beside us, and we have to pull back a hand as well and have a little patience too, sis. I'm not saying if he's cheating and beating on you. I'm not saying that.
You
And I'm
know,
not saying
I
if you
do think,
working.
yeah, I do think, young lady, we are going to need to have a discussion on relationships without question.
I right, yeah. Yeah, because you have a lot to say too. When we can come up with, now I'm gonna have questions for you. You're gonna have questions for me. Because I actually, I did have a podcast before and I did have lots of questions and some things just need to be discussed. And even certain situations, we can have people have certain situations that they go through and we can answer them with your wealth of knowledge. And I just happen to be a therapist, with a whole master's degree in counseling. I'm just saying. It might work for some people.
Well, I want you to answer this question here of Be Omni while I go get a charger before we cut off. It's at the bottom of the screen.
Okay. So he's very sensitive. So he is very, very, very sensitive. And you need to be consistent. You have not been consistent. And I love you. And I know your name's up there, and I'm not trying to put all your business out there. But you need to be consistent because you're not. And I know it's easy for us not to be because it's very simple to just go get out my face and go do this because they get on our last nerve, girl. I know and understand. Been there, hallelujah, and done that. I say, okay, been there. But you're gonna have to have more patience with yourself and know that you are not a bad mother. You are a great mother because you wouldn't even be answering this question right here if you weren't. The humility that it takes to even ask for help. But I need you to be more consistent, and that's a percentage of what 80% consistency. And what's the other 20? Okay. Mm, So we think that some things are loving, but finding out what really makes your son tick and come from a different way of how to relate, right? And yeah, I am not perfect by nobody's nothing, but I can tell you that I try my best with everything that I do. I show up and I show out. And so with my kids, I'll go in there even if it's 5 minutes. I sit on his bed and I just be like, hey, I lay on his chest like, what you doing? I'm trying to get to know like whatever's going on, and
Yeah.
in his life, because that is important. Because and I'll see something about children and I just turn around and be like, I love you, right? Just in the middle of a conversation, I'm talking to somebody else, I'm like, I love you. Okay. Yes. Just for GP. And I know it's hard because my daughter gave me a run for my money, and I really had to do healing work around her. She's beautiful now. Turned out so great. Oh, I love her life. And I loved it then.
It was worth the investment that you did.
Worth the best. But let me tell you, honey, I had to really kind of go in. I had to pray. I shed tears. And I had to really find out, because all your kids are different,
Yep.
right? All
Yep.
children are different, and you cannot do the same way. This one, this way. My daughter's like, you ain't do me that way. I said, Nubia, he ain't got the mouth like you, baby. She was smart, valedictorian, top of her class, early college. I mean, smarter to wit, but that smartness came with a smart mouth. Okay, listen, it came with a smart mouth, and I'd be like, and she's smart, and I'm halfway sleeping. She on top of my head, like talking about calculus stuff, and I'm down here just trying to do one plus
Yeah. Yeah. I
one.
understand. I understand.
So yes, Queen, I would definitely say take time out and kind of love a little different. And I'm not saying you don't love, very much love them. Hands down, that's not what I'm saying. But you have to kind of figure out, watch them for a minute, and see the things that make them tick, and then come in that direction. Does it make sense what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
showing up a little differently.
Now
Yeah.
we're going to do two more. This is interesting. This one, this is from Donald Thomas. He says his mom is a three, his dad is a three. Their seven children came out 5, 6, 2, 4, 3, 1, 7, and he is born on September the 11th. What do you got to say about that? That's
They
interesting.
special. They special, and they got my number 17 at the end. Wow. So y'all can have some really high vibrational things coming on. Y'all can be ultimate manifestors if you are. Ooh, did some like
And
a
if you
meditation.
notice, they're all the numbers are different. I mean, if they
Yes,
got seven children, that means if I do
they
it
can
in
pull
order,
from all
one, two,
ways.
three, 4, 5, 6, 7.
They can pull from all ways. Y'all can pull from
Yeah,
all ways. Y'all
yeah.
people need to look. Y'all may need to play a lottery together. So listen, y'all a powerful bunch over there. Y'all are powerful. Like
Yeah.
I've seen some place where the family needed like a van, and it wasn't even as many kids, right? But they manifested like two of the kids. Everybody drew the van on the refrigerator, and within a couple months they had that van. Let me tell you something. The thing about kids is that they don't have the same limitations that we have as adults. A lot of times we're spiritually and being woke. We're trying to be woke like the kids. See, the kids come out woke. The kids coming out talking to stuff. The kids coming out seeing stuff. The kids coming out knowing. It's that when we start having the stuff from the environment, the stress from the world, we lose that sense of who we are and that connection to the source. The kids already know. Y'all better talk to them kids. Them kids is something powerful. And two of them gonna be able to levitate in about 20 years. Two of them, two of them kids, if you go ahead, let me tell you something. If they go ahead and have these kids doing metaphysical things and knowing who they are, two of them, and one is a healer. One will be able to do the work that I do, like pull the symptoms of cancer, pull the symptoms of HIV and all kinds of stuff. One, and yet not the youngest. Whew, okay, y'all. Everybody calm down. They pull on your heart, everybody. Um, next to the
We
last,
have seven.
next to the last, next to the last, and one, two, three. The third one, one, two, three, four, five. The fifth one, six, six. And that seven, something is different about the seven. I don't know if they're artistic. I don't know what it is, but something about their hands. Something about their hands. I don't know. Something about their
Listen,
hands.
for those of you who are listening to this, give a feedback, give your comments. That would be nice to give it because Shanika Marie does things that are absolutely awesome. And so naturally, we don't have time to say, is that true or whatever the case is, but you all make your comments in the section for us and whatnot.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
fine.
did we do Be Omni? She says P. I don't think so. She's born
Oh
March
yeah,
20.
we did. We did.
Okay, good, good. I want to make sure we did not leave her out.
Oh yeah.
Spirit Warrior said that was a beautiful poem. Sis would love to hear from your energy about me. She's born April 28th, and then we'll take one more.
Queen, what you running from? You hands down supposed to be able to do a lot of the stuff that I do. And you do some, but I need you to start. Okay, this is very interesting. And I don't know how this, but on Wednesdays, you need to do something on Wednesdays. That is your day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I need you to get up early and do like a meditation on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, like early in the morning, I need you to be listening because you're supposed to be working on something really great, something that you've been sitting on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, days, no, months, no, years. Hey, I healing through Shanika Marie. Please inbox me. I look forward to hearing whatever this thing is because you are a moving and a shaker, and your energy is amazing. But you have to be careful. Your crystals. Uh, yes, yes. Make sure you use crystals and clear them often because you have energy that absorbs a lot of. But that's why you can feel the way you feel, though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You draw in a lot of people's energy. Yeah. Mhm. 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 You do.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put up your banner again so people, people don't realize you have so much to share, but we have so many little
I
time
know.
to do it. So let's take this last one here. This is Spiritual Awakening. Greetings. She's 525. I mean, excuse me, 22584. And she want to know what her feeling is about business for next year.
Okay, Queen. So, okay, I know you don't want to hear this, but you need to do some restructuring. I don't see the business. You supposed to be doing something else. I'm sorry, I'm all in your business, but you're supposed to be doing something else. Something else. This business is okay, but this other thing that you really want to do, that thing is going to make you the revenue that that you want. This business is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. This other business is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 94%. And so as soon as you said the business affecting my body, it's like, no, no. And I was like, well, maybe this year I'm trying to, help you out. Like this year, they're like, nope, next year, nope, year after that, it'll be a little better, but it's something else that you're supposed to be doing, something else that quenches your soul, that will produce more revenue for you, like so much easier. But I don't even see that you want to do it, but that's what you're supposed to be doing, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can only speak what spirit is telling you. That's why you're here.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
girl. I'm
you're here.
excited to hear about this endeavor, though. Okay.
Good. Now, I want you to hold on a second. I want to give an announcement about who's coming on this week and a couple of other things. And then when I come back, you'll give your parting word for our viewers, all right? Because this has been exciting. And I could keep you on much longer. As you see, we
Of
already
course,
went over.
we always do that. Ah!
No, I know. I looked at the time. I said, I kept that
Oh,
woman
it's
on
all
an
good.
hour, 20 minutes. Anyway, everybody, we're going to be back to my guests in a second, but I want to let you know that this particular Wednesday, I'm going to have a very good friend of mine on. His name is Mr. Paul Chisholm, and he is a nutritional coach. Just as you have to feed the mind, there's a proper way of feeding the body, and he has a very unique way of bringing things to. And that's Paul Chisholm coming up this particular Wednesday on the 17th of this month. Right now, between today and tomorrow, my online course, How to Read a Person Like a Book, How to Read a Person, the next step in numerology, and the do's and don'ts of numerology is my Learn from Lloyd series, all on available. You go to my website to enroll and sign up on them. You go to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, and whichever course you take, whether it's one or all three, you will get a certification such as this is an example from one of the people, one of the students that sent me what their um, certificate of completion looks like. Also, I want to let you know to please sign up for the free monthly newsletter. That's August, but you must go to my website again, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's LLOYD for the newbies, dash Strayhorn, STRAYHORN. And so there you have it, the free newsletter that you, and by the way, we don't sell you lists. No, I don't do that. I don't play that at all. Okay. Again, take the classes. It's on sale. You can see you can get actually all three for lunch. They're less than lunch for two, to be honest with you. And you'll find it to your advantage. So this way you feed your mind. And while my good friend Paul Chisholm, and longtime friend, will tell you, and actually he says you actually eat with your eyes. He's going to have a whole new concept of how we eat. And I think you'll start looking at the way you put food in your stomach too as a result of it. So other than that, getting back to my very special guest, who is going to have her parting words of wisdom, Queen. Okay,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you do what they need to know, girl, going off this show.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me up here, Lloyd. You are so phenomenal. Thank you so much. I give honor to you, King.
Thank you.
I want, you're welcome. I want to give shout out to my Queen status sisters, my King status men, the sisters. I don't want to name each one of you individually, but you know who you are. I love you. I love you. I love you to life. Um, if you're looking for healing, if you're looking to step into who you're supposed to be and really embracing the divine essence of who you are, I highly suggest the healing retreat in the Poconos in September. Is limited amount of beds left. It's only $13.50 for all the kind of knowledge that you're going to get. Even for me, y'all, typically my sessions, the stuff I'm going to be doing up there is $220 an hour. And so 1350, and you're gonna have access to my energy for 4 days, not including the other sister. She's a licensed therapist as well, and she's a healer. And then the other brother that's been on this healing journey, working with the monks, doing Tai Chi, certified national. Listen, for he 20 plus years too. And then we have um, professional dancers. Listen, this is where you want to be. Next year, we're gonna have a retreat with the men and women coming up.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that little sprinkle in the air. And if you sign up, you actually get a free workshop. The workshop is worth $222 or $333, and you get 4 weeks of learning before you even go. That's included in the $13.50 that you don't have to pay. So this is really, I'm really trying to give back to the community. I'm really trying to feed you guys some terrific energy, and you also get to have this because you have to have credits to be able to be a Queen status woman. You have to have 4 credits, and the credit for this healing retreat is 2, and you need 4 to become a Queen Status woman, which will start in January. There's so much stuff going on. I want to give a shout out to ADR, Bundley Developed Roots, who I'm in collaboration with as well. And I just want to just let y'all know, if no one has told you they love you today, your favorite healer, your favorite therapist, and sometimes your favorite auntie, I love you. I love you. Check out my morning vibes. I'm up there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do yourself a favor, do the world a favor. Go be great, go be godly, and go be you. Because, baby, there's no one in the world that can bring that light, that joy, and that the way you can. Only you can bring that, and nobody else can. So stop looking to the left and stop looking to the right or what you think that you're supposed to be, and step into who you were meant to be. I love you.
Say
Thank you.
on that one, sister. I say, I say, I
I say,
say.
I say, please.
Thank you very, very much. Somebody had made a comment about I am a goddess, but we'll talk about that the next time you in because
Yes, y'all. I'm coming back.
the
Right.
goddesses and the empresses and everything else. All
The
these.
goddess, the queen, so all that. The empress is, hey, listen, God, yeah, whatever you want. All those words are semantics, but sis, how do you really feel? When we start getting to say you're this and you're that and you're this, all that stuff, it doesn't even matter. But how you walk and how you talk and how you live in your life is all that matters. I say.
As they used to say, you can show me better
But
than tell me.
yeah, because all that other stuff is semantics. This is just what I choose to say. But I give homage to you too, Queen. Peace.
Peace. Listen, you have a blessed day. This was
Thank
great. This was
you.
great. Everybody, I want to thank you very, very much for joining us. As you see, that was Queen Empress, Goddess,
All that. She all of that, honey.
Shanika, and more and more. Whatever they got out there, that's Shanika
That's who
Marie.
I am.
So
Okay.
everybody, thank you. Please, ladies, take advantage of her website. Again, let me put that on the screen right quick. Take note, if nothing else, take a phone number so you can call her. For those, get to her IG and sign up, and definitely help a sister out with the on her Cash App. It's right there at the bottom right of the banner. Alrighty. So everybody, I want y'all to all have a blessed day. Please take good care of yourselves because we have no other choice than to take care of you. And if you don't do it, the question becomes, who will, right? So
Ooh.
everybody, y'all have a blessed day. Y'all take good care, and I'll see you on Wednesday.